Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to bend reality in your favor. Now, one may tend to believe that they are not in control of their own reality. If one is not consciously aware of who they are, if their spiritual centers are shut down, then chances are that person may be going through the matrix of life, the matrix cycle of life. So we as human beings, we experience limitations. We experience limitations within the physical body. We experience limitations within the physical realm, right? So I know most of you, or some of you may have heard of the holographic universe or the holographic universe theory. Everything within this physical realm is a hologram. It doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's not real. So within our physical eyes can only see 1% of the entire light spectrum. All right. So if I'm able to match the resonance frequency of my hand with the resonance frequency of this whiteboard, I'm able to put my entire hand through the entire whiteboard, right? Because molecules are made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of subatomic particles such as electrons and protons. And those protons and electrons are made up of 99.99999% empty space, right? So we live in the illusion of solidity, right? This is a holographic matrix. We exist in a holographic matrix, right? And the elites know this. Secret societies, the elites, these major institutions, major religious groups, religious institutions, they know this. That's why they create this reality that we think is real. They want us to see reality the way they want us to see reality, right? These religious groups, secret societies, these elites that create this reality, they create this holographic matrix. They want us to see reality the way they want us to see reality. But I'm here to tell you within this video that you are a co-creator of your own reality, and you can create your desired reality the way you see fit. You can create reality in your favor. In this video, I'm going to be going over those details in this information on how you can bend reality in your favor. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so number one, your thoughts. Your thoughts are input for the universe. Right? Thoughts equals input. Okay? So think of your thoughts as energy, because your thoughts are energy. Your thoughts leave as waves of energy from your skull, and they go out into the universe. And that energy, that wave of energy stays within the universe for eternity, right? So when we think of, let's say, something positive, we think of good things about ourselves, right? Because the universe is a feedback loop. When we think of these positive things, when we think of these positive thoughts, the universe has no choice but to reflect those positive images and reflect those positive outcomes into your life, right? When we think of something negative, when we put that negative thought energy out into the universe, into the world, it has no choice but to reflect that negative self-image or those negative outcomes or those negative beliefs right back to you, right? So thoughts leave your skull. Thoughts are the input for the universe, right? And your feelings are fuel for the universal engine. Feelings equals fuel, right? So those thoughts lead to feelings. Those thoughts lead to us feeling a certain type of way. Those thoughts lead us to feel that we need to, chase our dreams, or feelings that we need to provide for ourselves, to provide for our family. Or it can lead to us feeling negatively about ourselves, feeling negatively about other people, right? So these thoughts, the universe is a mirror. Think of the universe as a mirror, a self-mirror. So when we think of these things, when we, think positively about ourselves and other people, and think, that we can accomplish anything, that we can do whatever we want within this reality, then the universe has no choice but to mirror those thoughts and to mirror that image back to us. So when we, complain or tell ourselves that we hate to pay bills, or we don't want to pay this certain bill, or that we don't want to talk to these people, the universe has no choice but to bring those things that we are complaining about to us, right? So it's a constant loop. When we complain about certain things, when we don't want to experience certain things, and we're always, we're feeding that energy, right? Wherever attention goes, energy flows. When we put all that mental energy, when we put all that mental thought energy towards something that we want or we don't want, it comes back to us, right? So we always got to remember that our thoughts are input for the universe, and your feelings are fuel for the universal engine, right? So it's key to remember that, or to know that feeling, you need to feel like it's already yours, right? Because subconscious doesn't know whether something is real or not real. So once we start having that feeling motive and that feeling drive to do something positive in our lives, we already feel like it's already ours. We already feel like we're already that person that we are destined to become, that we are destined to be. Then, that's when that's when that reality engine, that universal engine, starts to kick into high drive. And that's when we start to experience and start to motivate ourselves to want to do something productive in our lives, to do something more positively in our lives. So number 2, your words hold power. Okay? Everything you say is building your reality, right? So your words, the words that you speak, the words that come out of your mouth, your words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling, right? Your words carry energy as well. Not only your thoughts carry energy, but your words carry energy too. So it's always important for us to, speak highly of ourselves, to speak everything into existence. Things such as affirmations or, things of that nature. It's always important for us to speak, with compassion, to speak, highly of ourselves, speak with, positive intentions, having positive intentions for ourselves and for our desired reality, right? So it's always important for us to be in the present moment, to think like it's already ours, to speak like it's already ours, to feel like it's already ours, right? Speak like it's already yours. That's what it's all about. We're programming our subconscious mind to think that it's already ours. It's all about being. It's all about becoming, right? There's no such thing as, waiting for the right time, or I gotta wait till such and such in order to do this. I gotta wait till my money's right. I gotta wait till the time is right, and things of this nature. We need to be in the now. We need to become what we want to become now. We need to do what we need to do right in this present moment, right? So speak highly of yourself and choose your words carefully and use the right words when manifesting your desired reality. So number 3 that you need to understand is that time is an illusion, right? Spoke about this earlier. It's not about waiting on the right time. Waiting on the right time. You need to act like it already happened, right? So we need to understand that within this third dimensional realm, we have this concept of time. Time. I need time to do this. I need time to do that. I need to wait on the right time to do this. There's not enough time in the day. We need to understand that the past, the present, and the future all exist at once. So basically, all in all, the present is the only time that exists within the universe, right? So we need to understand this concept. So according to quantum physicists, our present decisions dictate our future outcomes. So we have multiple different future outcomes based on our present decisions that we make throughout our life. Okay, so the present decisions that we make within our life, within our reality right now, will dictate a certain future outcome. So when we're deciding on whether to, when we're creating our own reality, when we're designing our own reality, think about the certain decisions that you are making within your life right now, right? Is this decision that I'm making right now going to better myself in the future, going to better myself in the long run? Is this decision going to help me, stir me in the right direction when it comes to create my reality, designing my own reality, becoming my own architect of my reality? It's all about becoming an architect of your reality. And when you're becoming an architect of your reality, we need to pay attention and be more observant on the type of decisions that we make within the present moment in order to boost our manifestation gear into high drive, in order to boost our energetic frequency, energetic vibration towards that certain reality that we want to manifest. So we always have to remember that time is an illusion. Time is not real. Past, present, future, all exist at once. So we need to stay in the present moment and stay in the present time and focus on what we need to do in order to manifest our desired reality. So number 4, what you think you are equals what you get. Okay, the world is a mirror. As above, so below, as within, so without. Right? Who you identify with becomes your frequency. Right? So I have a video on identity shifting. Right? I'll leave that link down in the description. You guys want to check that out. When we identify ourselves as somebody who is not worthy of doing a certain thing, who is not worthy of accomplishing a certain thing, then our subconscious programs this idea and this self-concept to where we believe these things. We believe these beliefs that we have about ourselves. We believe these things that we tell ourselves. Or if we tell ourselves that we are broke, we tell ourselves that we don't have the money to invest in a certain business, or we don't have the positive self-image, the love within ourselves to start making YouTube videos. We don't have the confidence and the love within ourselves to start making YouTube videos. We don't have the love within ourselves to show love to our spouse or to show love to our children, right? When we embody these self-images and we, staying stuck within our old ways and within our own identity, then that's when the universe starts to mirror those things into our lives, right? So it's important for us to adopt and to embody a new identity, to shift within that new identity, to have that identity shift, right? So I encourage all of you who are trying to better yourselves, who are trying to shift your desired reality and to shift your identity to a whole new level. I encourage you guys to check out that video, that identity shifting video. So it's all about, becoming that person who you want to be. It's always in the now. Like I said, it's all about becoming. It's all about being in the now, being in the present moment, being who you are, right? Being that person already, right? Don't wait, to a certain time or to a certain day to do something, or, I'm going to go to the gym, next week, or, I'm going to start eating healthy next week, or I'm going to, invest in this business. I'm going to read this book, later on. Start now, right? We tend to say, I'm going to start next week, or I'm going to start Monday. Start now, right? It's all about becoming now, doing the things that you need to do right now in this present moment. So number 5, install the subconscious knowing. Okay, the subconscious doesn't know whether something is real or an illusion. Program your subconscious to the point where it begins to know. Okay, so I would say, knowing is better than believing, right? Believing is basically blind faith, right? We don't need to, many people can believe in something. Many people can believe in, Jesus. Many people can believe in, a certain thing, right? It's not about believing, because belief is blind faith. Knowing is the real deal. Knowing is the real thing, right? Because it comes from the word gnosis, and gnosis means to know, right? Like the Gnostics, take the Gnostics for example. It's all about knowing, right? Because the subconscious doesn't know whether something is real or not real. So when we program our subconscious to know that we can shift ourselves to our desired reality, that we know that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, to know that we are eternal, to know that we are not of the physical body, to know that we are capable of doing, extraordinary things, to know that we are capable of learning certain knowledge and capabilities, then that's when we start to shift into that reality. We start to shift into that mindset, into that mind frame that we can that we can do anything that we put our mind to, right? Because like I said, your thoughts are the input for the universe, right? Thoughts carry energy. Thoughts carry waveforms, light wave vibrations that leave our skull into the universe. So whatever we put our mind to, because our minds are able to create our reality. Our minds, our projection, our conscious thought is a projection of our outside world, right? So we program our subconscious to know that we are capable of doing these things, that we know that we are, manifestors and creators of our own reality, then that's when that reality shift starts to kick into high drive. So install that subconscious knowing. Don't just believe in something. Don't just believe. You have to know. You have to know, right? It's all about knowing, not believing. So number 6, wherever attention goes, energy flows. Start focusing on the things you do want and not on the things you don't want, right? Our attention, right? Our attention leaves from our skull, right? When we focus on something, when we focus on a certain person, when we focus on a certain idea, when we focus on a certain, focus on anything that we want to focus on, right? Our focus and our attention carries energy, and we put that energy towards something that we want to focus on. And that focus, whatever we're focused on, starts to grow. That energy starts to grow. That energy starts to manifest. So when we put our attention towards something that we don't want, when we put our attention towards something that that is not beneficial to our life, that's not beneficial to our being, our overall state of being, then that's what's going to manifest into our lives. That energy, that frequency, and that vibration starts to grow. So it's always important for us to focus on what we want to manifest. It's always important to focus on what we want in our lives. More positive self-image about ourselves, more positive things that we want to manifest in our lives, right? Thinking of, opportunities that are going to come in your life, manifesting many different opportunities. See, and I'm worthy of these opportunities. I'm worthy of these things, that I want to shift in, that I want to embody, that I want to walk into, right? You're stepping into a new portal. You're stepping into a new dimension. Right? So wherever our attention goes, energy flows. So always, pay attention to what you're putting your attention towards. Are you putting your attention towards something detrimental, or are you putting your attention towards something progressive, towards something more positive in your life? Number 7, practice the art of non-attachment, right? So becoming desperate creates an energetic barrier between you and your desired outcome / reality. Living / embodying this new identity / reality keeps you in the present moment, right? So when we're embodying this self-image, shifting to a new identity, when we become these things, when we become that person that we want to be, we tend to stay in the present moment, right? Whatever a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Okay, so when we embody this self-identity, this new self-identity, when we let go of all the old energies that have been keeping us stuck, that have been keeping us in our comfort zone, and we transition into that new identity, then we're no longer reliant on seeing our life change. We're no longer reliant on things to come in a sporadic moment, because things take time. Life in this third dimension has to catch up with our universal mind, with our universal energy, right? So when we embody these self-concepts now in the present moment, and we start to become that person, we start to embody this new reality, then we tend to stay in the present moment. You're so happy and content with who you are and who you are becoming that you're no longer in a rush. You're no longer in a rush to see a reality change, because we live in a world of instant gratification. We want to, see many different changes now. That's why many people who are trying to lose weight, they, focus on drugs. Many people walk into, the doctor's office and they take these certain, shots and medicines in order to lose weight instead of doing it the natural way. So we live in a world of, instant gratification. We have to do things, that lead us to faster results instead of, taking the time to be in the present moment to do things the natural way, and things of that nature, right? So it's always important for us to practice the art of non-attachment. Don't attach yourself to, always wanting to rush things and to acquire this thing, because if you need it, if you tell yourself that you need it, then that desired outcome, that desired reality, that energy starts to push away from you, starts to sprint away from you, right? It's all right to want it. It's all right to want this thing, or to want this, acquire this certain job opportunity, or acquire this certain new lifestyle, this happy lifestyle, this significant other. It's all right to want it, but once you start to need it, that desperate need, that desperate energy, it starts to sprint away from you. So always practice the art of non-attachment. Number 8, being still with God, right? So when you're still with God, stillness helps you receive messages / downloads from the universe, right? When we're, constantly distracted, when we're constantly around people, we're distracting ourselves, right? The universe, God in the universe, they're not able to communicate to you. They're not able to speak with you because you're constantly, filling yourself up with, different things that are going on in your life. You're distracting yourself. Many of us tend to distract ourselves in life to where we don't have the opportunity, we don't have the time to sit still with ourselves and to listen to God, to listen to the voice of God, right? Which is our higher self, right? So when we're in that stillness, when we're in that quiet space, when we're, to ourselves, when we're not distracting ourselves, we're not around a whole bunch of people, we're not, within the outside world so much, we're able to focus on what we need to do. We're able to receive those downloads. We're able to receive those messages. And we're able to listen to ourselves, right? When we're in that stillness, when we're in that quiet space, when we're in isolation, we're able to listen to ourselves. We're able to, come up with creative ideas. That's when our creative energy starts flowing. That's when our creative energy starts to take hold and starts to, starts to come out. That's when our creative energy starts to come out. So when we're in stillness, when we're in meditation mode, when we're in silence, we're able to develop a closer relationship with God, and we're able to, come up with things, whether it be your business, creating, different ideas for your business, learn, like reading books, learning more about yourself, learning more about the world. We're able to focus more on ourselves. When we're in peace, when we're in silence, we're able to focus more on ourselves. And that's when we start to come up with new information, come up with different ways in order to create the reality that we want to create, right? So things such as, being in isolation, like I mentioned, meditation, right? Raising, open up the chakras, open up our third eye. And when we open our third eye, we go into another gateway. We open a gateway into the universe, right? And that's when, we think of dimensions as something up there. We think of dimensions as something above us. The dimensions are all around you, right? The different frequencies, the dimensions, the universal mirror, the things that we experience in our life is all around us. Everything is one. We are all one. So these dimensions are all around us. They're right in front of you. And meditation does a great job of opening the pineal gland, opening up the third eye to open different gateways into the universe, to open different gateways into different higher dimensions. And that's when we start to develop a relationship, a stronger relationship with our higher self, right? Because our souls may be dormant, right? Our universal energy centers shut down. But with meditation, we're able to open up these channels and able to open up these chakras to where we're able to open up this third eye. And that's when our soul starts to grow and develop, and we start to develop a higher relationship with our higher self. And our higher self helps us by, when we receive these downloads, receive this information that's coming from our higher self in a higher dimension, right? So meditation does a great job of that. Journaling, right? Writing your ideas down, writing your thoughts down. That helps many people when it comes to creating their desired reality and just, creating different ideas and ways on how to, manifest their desired reality. And journaling is a great deal when it comes to manifesting your desired reality. So if you're a person who needs to put their thoughts onto paper, who needs to put their thoughts, into a journal, then by all means do that. Journaling is a great way for you to express yourself, to express your thoughts, to express your words, right? Nature walks, going on in nature walks, getting some sunlight, getting some nature, all right? When you're, walking outside is another form of meditation, right? You don't have to just, sit in a lotus position, sitting on the floor, cross-legged, walking meditations. Walking is a form of meditation. Jogging is a form of meditation. You know how some people say you have that runner's high? Walking outside, jogging outside is another form of meditation. So go out in nature, go and get that sunlight, and go on walks, right? You're able to come up with creative ideas, right? I notice that when I'm, walking outside, doing my nature walks, creative ideas start to come out, right? So walking, nature walks is another form of meditation, right? Etc., etc. So number 9, last but not least, number 9, showing gratitude. Showing gratitude raises your vibration / frequency. Complaining lowers your vibration / frequency. So start feeling grateful before your desired reality shows up, right? So this is not some, hocus pocus thing, or you need to, show gratitude. You need to be more positive, be more happy. Gratitude, when you're showing gratitude, this is a frequency boost. This is a frequency hack, right? When we're showing gratitude, when we're showing, love for ourselves and being grateful that we are, vibrant and healthy, practicing gratitude, practicing, being thankful for the roof that's over your head, little things like that. Little things like that go a long way. So being grateful and being, grateful for the things that you have, it raises your frequency, it raises your vibration, right? It sends a positive signal, it sends a positive message to the universe. We focus on things that we don't want, when we're ungrateful about certain things that's going on in our lives. That's another signal to the universe. That's another signal boost to the universe. So it's always important for us to show gratitude and to always be more positive, be more happy with what we have, because this is a frequency hack, a frequency boost. And we're more grateful, and we're already in the present moment, and we're grateful for the things that we have and the things that we are bound to obtain in the future. Then that's when our reality starts to kick into high drive. So always be grateful for the little things in life, and it'll go a long way towards your manifestation and towards your desired outcome and towards your desired reality. All right. So I need you guys to remember, the world is a reflection of you, right? React less and become more, right? So based on our perception of reality, based on our perception of the world, is how we react to the world, how we react to certain situations, how we react to certain outcomes in our lives, right? So when we have a more broader perception on life, a more broader perception on ourselves, and a more broader perception on reality, then that's when we start to react less and become more, right? Because the third dimensional realm is an illusion, right? When we think of the third dimensional realm as an illusion, we start to react less. We start to react less to outside outcomes, to external things, right? Because we are so, spiritually aware of ourselves, right? We have that strong internal state, that strong internal world, because your inner world is a reflection of your outer world and vice versa. So when we have that awareness about ourselves and the world around us, when we change our perception of ourselves and change the perception of our outside world, then we start to react less and become more. So it's all about, like I said, it's all about becoming, it's all about embodying, and it's all about being. So you need to realize that and internalize this within your conscious mind. All right. So there you have it, folks. This is how to bend reality in your favor. Right? You are stronger than you know. Right? You are capable of bending and warping your reality to your advantage. Right? Like I said in the beginning of this video, the elites, the higher ups know this. It's time for you to know this as well. It's time for you to alchemize this information, to alchemize this knowledge and information. Right? You are in control of your own reality. You are the co-creator of your own reality with the help of God and with the help of the universe. You are more powerful than you think you are. So don't tell yourself that you can't, that you're not in control of your own life, because that's what they want you to think. You are in control of your own life and you are in control of your own destiny. So hopefully this video helps you out, and many blessings to you all on your reality creation journey. So till next time, and always remember, all power resides from within, and always keep the faith, because God in the universe is always working for you. Take care, guys, and God bless.